Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Out of all the survival horror games out there, this series is the one that really got it right. The tension, the pacing, the atmosphere, the absolutely ridiculous storylines and sometimes questionable voice acting.
Whoa! What is it?
What? Oh no!
It's all part of what makes Resident Evil so much fun to play. I've played pretty much all of the classic Resident Evil games, but what if I told you there are a few out there that even Capcom doesn't want you to know about? Some of you might know about this weird little side series of games buried within the Resident Evil universe, but before working on this video I had absolutely no idea that these games even exist. But here we are, in Resident Evil Survivor.
Resident Evil Survivor.
Resident Evil Survivor is a game that came out in 2000 for the original PlayStation, and it's pretty much one of the worst rated games of all time. When this game came out, pretty much everyone was shitting on it. A lot of Resident Evil fans didn't like it, critics hated it, and from what I've seen it seems like pretty much everyone was just tearing it apart and pretending like this game never happened. Well, all the more reason for me to play it, because I wanted to find out if it's really as bad as people say it is. I did watch the Sphere Hunters video on it after I finished the game, which was good, so I highly recommend you go and watch that video as well. And without further ado, let's dive in. Now the game kicks off with this dramatic wall of text, basically recapping Resident Evil 2, and then it pretty much throws in a little twist, letting us know that that wasn't the only thing going on during that time. And it's honestly already kind of funny because it feels like it's trying to make things more official by connecting the lore of this game to the original series, you know, kind of like they knew people wouldn't want to play this game otherwise. It then jumps straight into this super confusing cutscene, and I honestly had no idea what the hell was going on here.
You're not going to get away.
Now keep in mind that this game came out before Resident Evil was ever even turned into a first-person shooter, so this was pretty much Capcom's first attempt at trying the first-person formula. And that definitely shows because, well, these controls aren't exactly the best. So in Resident Evil Survivor you play as this guy who wakes up with pretty much no memory of who he is, except for one thing. His name is Ark Thompson.
You look familiar, but... but I just can't remember.
Allegedly. And what follows is a game that kind of looks like an on-rails arcade shooter, but you do actually get full control of your movement in this game. Just like the mainline games, Survivor does throw in some iconic enemies. You've got your standard zombies, you've got lickers, you know, these big ugly freaks with exposed brains. They also added hunters, which I personally think is the worst enemy in the game, and as soon as you see one of these, you better get your shotgun ready, because trying to shoot them with anything else is just not even worth it. I also like the fact that they added tyrants to the game, like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, but the only bad thing about that is that these tyrants really don't form much of a threat, and you can pretty much kill every single one of them if you just keep shooting. And that really counts for most of the enemies in the game. They're kind of just there, and they're not really much of a threat. Except for the hunters. Definitely watch out for the hunters. The shooting can also be a little annoying at times, so you will be missing your shots. And I guess you could say that that makes the game at least a little more difficult. There's also some very light puzzle solving, but when I say light, I mean light. The puzzles in this game are really nothing like the classic series. It's more like finding a key for a locked door or pushing some buttons, and that's really about it. I will say that the level design itself does kinda look like it belongs in a Resident Evil game, and I'm not sure if this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I actually really like the way the game looks. I'm not sure how I would have felt about the game if I played it during the time of release, but in today's day and age, playing something like this is just a lot of fun for me. And there's definitely something charming about this game. And if you thought the first cutscene I showed you was weird, then you're definitely in for a treat.
No, this is me. I am Vincent. It was all my fault.
So there you have it, the crazy Shyamalan plot twist. Ark isn't actually Ark, he's Vincent Goldman. Or is he? You've also got these two random ass kids, Lot and Lily, who just kind of appear in the story, and it turns out that they were basically raised on the island where Umbrella was doing all of their experiments, and Lot, the older brother, is kind of brainwashed into believing Umbrella isn't as bad as it seems.
Wait, Please don't kill me. I didn't know anything about you then.
Stop!
And if you thought the last Shyamalan twist was crazy, then you're definitely not ready for this one.
You? What do you mean? You're the detective. Your name is Ark Thompson.
What? Really? I'm not Vincent?
Yeah, so it turns out our character wasn't Vincent after all, and his amnesia just made him doubt his identity. I mean, that is some crazy writing. I don't know how people didn't realize it before. Apparently he's also friends with Leon, but I'm thinking his amnesia got so bad that he just made the whole thing up, to be honest.
That's right. At the request of my friend, Leon S. Kennedy, I came here to investigate.
And of course, like in every good Resident Evil game, you fight a tyrant-style boss at the end of it. Now I will say that this boss actually did give me some trouble, because it did take me more than a handful of tries to beat him, but once you do, it's over. And Resident Evil seems to really have a thing for explosions because, of course, the entire island just explodes. And in the end we see a final cutscene of Ark and the kids escaping the island. So yeah, Resident Evil Survivor. Is it worth playing today? Well, I honestly think if you're a big fan of Resident Evil, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, it doesn't add anything of value to the lore or anything, but I do think it's a good time, especially because of how weird it is. It's also not a very long game, so if you've got some time to spare and you're feeling curious, I'd say go for it. Thanks for watching this video, and if you liked it, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Peace out.